Welcome back, guys, to our recap every single NFL team for the 2022 season. We're in the AFC West, and you look at the AFC West, a lot of people, way before the season started, was like, this is going to be a competitive division. We're going to have Mahomes, we're going to have Herbert, Carr, we're going to have Russ in this division. Now, this is a competitive division, when ultimately, it was, again, you have some great quarterbacks like Justin Herbert. You have Patrick Mahomes, third best quarterback in the league in that division for the AFC South is Derek Carr. And then how Russell's playing last year, fourth. But you got to ask yourself the question, is why did the Denver Broncos give a shit ton of draft capital in the cap space and trade away their franchise quarterback for over a decade instead of trading away their head coach? The head coach that they've had, the 73-year-old head coach that they've got. That's a question you got to ask yourself. Why is somebody on the free agency market like Russell Wilson? Why is he on the free agency market in his mid-30s over the 73-year-old head coach? A lot of that is a big red flag to us, but ultimately, Russ goes to Denver. Originally, Rodgers, we all know that Rodgers was going to go to Denver, and he was going to be their new quarterback, and that's why Nathaniel Hackett came in from Green Bay to hopefully work with Rodgers. That whole thing with Rodgers didn't work out. Russ comes in. It's an absolute dumpster fire from the start. You have the first game that they have, and it's against Seattle. They have 3 timeouts. You have Nathaniel Hackett that had a lot of times. Nathaniel Hackett a lot of times had a lot of poor management, clock management, especially in that first game when there's 3 timeouts, and he goes to the field goal instead of giving the ball to your quarterback so he can throw the ball and hopefully get somebody like Bradley Chubb or whoever, and they can get a touchdown, or a Jerry Jeudy or whoever. No, he gives he gives the decision to Brandon McManus, Brandon McManus, and he gets a field goal, and he misses. It's like from 50 yards. And that was one of the mistakes. And then they bring in Jerry Rosenberg, who helps in this crisis again. He couldn't get his team to work together. His players didn't want to play for him. I heard a lot of things about Russ having his own locker room and then having a bad attitude and stuff like that, having his own team with them and shit like that. So there's a lot of shit going on. In the draft, we didn't do really much in the draft. Greg Dulwich, who was a tight end, came in, and Nick Binto came in as well with some of the draft picks. They traded away Bradley Chubb, and then that means they cannot draft in the first round or the second round. They only have 2 third round picks, a 4th round pick, a 5th round pick, and a 6th round pick. Passing yards, they was 32nd in points for. Passing points against, they was tied 18th. Rushing yards 21st. Passing yards 19th. And then Nathaniel Hackett was fired in the offseason. You bring in Sean Payton. Again, I was like, why? Like, Sean Payton coming in? Do you think he's going to get the best out of Russ? Like, really? I don't think that's going to happen, but... And they're not going to... Again, my suggestion was, when Nathaniel Hackett was fired, is that you should release Russell Wilson after year 1 so you'd have to pay in 2 years' time $60 million in dead cap space. You can just pay $39 million in dead cap space for 2022. But it looks like he's going to stay on for 2023. Sean Payton's got a big task on his hands coming into this job. He's been out of the job for a year, but again, he's got this team has a lot of holes in this team. It doesn't help that you've not got a first round or a second round pick. So you're scraping against the barrel with 2 third round picks, 4th round pick, and a 5th round pick, and a 6th round pick. And then George Patton stays in a GM role. The same George Patton that sanctioned the Russell Wilson deal, that had Noah Fant, Drew Lock, all those guys who went to Seattle, had a better season than Russell Wilson, stays in the job it doesn't make any sense. But again, Nathaniel Hackett, he wasn't ready for a head coaching job. Maybe go back to actually being an offensive core. He wasn't even the offensive core in Green Bay. He's like the assistant to the offensive core. He wasn't the guy. So again, yeah, it sucks that he lost his job. But again, it is what it is. Maybe go to the college game, go back and be an offensive core somewhere. Learn your trade again. Try to come back in a year after your contract's finished. Who knows? But Sean Payton's got a huge job on his hands. Can he bring this Denver Broncos team back? They need in the draft. They need an edge rusher, offensive tackle, inside linebacker, cornerback, defensive line, wide receiver.